Today, we're not talking about hustle culture. We're not talking about grinding harder, not just adding more leads, and not building a bloated operation that collapses the second you step away. We're talking about building a real business, one that works because of systems, not stress, one that grows without burning you out. So, we want one that actually gives us our life back. That's why we got into real estate. My guests today are Jenn and Delle Fave. They're real estate investors who've done what most people say they want to do. They built something together, they scaled together, and they figured out how to run a profitable operation without the chaos, without the massive overhead, and without being chained to the business. So if you're trying to scale and you feel stuck inside your own operation, if your business, if it just needs too much of you, or if you want to grow without sacrificing your sanity, this conversation today, it matters. So let's get right into it. Welcome to the Closers Club, the place where real investors come to learn the tips, the systems, and the strategies that people who are actually winning in this business are using right now, today. Hey guys, so this is a super exciting episode. I really want to make sure that we are getting into the nitty and gritty of what is happening out there in the market. So today, again, as I said, my two bestest friends, Jenn and Joe, they are here today. And not only are they amazing coaches and they teach creative financing and they're really our go-to people whenever I have a question, but also just leaders in the industry of making sure that if we're going to do creative financing, we're doing it the correct way. Maybe you've read the news lately, maybe you haven't, but that's okay. You always want to be doing things correct. But what are you guys seeing in the market? Like, what are you seeing out there right now? Because you are literally people that out there, not only do you have your feet on the ground in multiple markets, but you have students and clients that are kind of all over the country. So I'm always fascinated to hear what you're seeing out there.
Well, thanks so much for having us on, David.
Thank you.
Yeah. We're seeing a lot, right? And it depends on a few different markets. We live in South Florida. So South Florida in general, inventory is high, less migration, less people moving here.
Really?
So what we're seeing overall in Florida, even the rental market softening a little bit. People aren't able to sell their house like they used to. So what is that producing? A ton of motivated sellers, like a ton of them. When we first moved down 4 years ago, the market was red hot. Everything sold right away. And right now it's almost the opposite.
Yeah.
So we had a seller reach out to us out of the blue. And he was like, hey, I see that you buy real estate. Would you be open to buying my property with seller financing? I have a 3.25 interest rate, turnkey house, new roof, new AC, doesn't need a thing, not in a flood zone in like the Sarasota area, which is now speaking my love language, right? So when you have a motivated seller like reach out to you and ask you if you can buy their house, and this isn't just happening like one-off, it's almost like daily. I had a seller reach out to me today. She has a house in Orlando. She's already moved out. She's like, if I sell this house, I'm going to have to write a check for $30,000 and I don't have the money. And she's like, I'm stuck right now. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, so some mutual friend put us in connection. She sent me her mortgage statement already. And she's like, I'm ready to go. So, there's a lot of things going in the market. Depends on where you're located, right? We're originally from upstate New York, where the market's still kind of hot, low inventory. So that's creating more opportunities there because once you lock up a deal, whether we're going to wholesale it or we're going to take it down with seller financing or flip it, those properties go quick. I mean, real quick. The ones down here, there's just people asking, would you take my house? They're not even asking how much, like, can you take my house?
Right. So, and here's what I want to say, I'm going to challenge you, but I think we both know the answers. But Jenn, Joe, the market's so bad. It's a terrible time for me to be in real estate. Like, if only I could go back to what it was 3 years ago. And that's exactly what you said. That's crazy. Like, if you could make money 3 years ago or 4 years ago, how can you not make money today when people are struggling and you're getting these calls, weekly? People don't know what else to do. Like, this is literally what we're built for. This is what we trained for. Like, we're real estate investors, right? We're here to help these people solve these problems.
Well, and what made the market so hot was interest rates were 2 and 3% back then. And right now they're not. So that's what's cooling off. But the way that we buy, they still are. So in our world, it's still red hot. And you're right. A lot of people saying is now a good time to buy or is now a bad time to buy. And time will say, it will tell. But I'll tell you, when Jenn and I very first got started was in 2008, 2009 and 10 and 12. And that was probably looking historically a terrible time to
Yeah.
start investing into real estate. However, David, for every property that we bought back then, I should have bought 100 more.
Well, thank goodness, because the ones that we did buy, we fixed them up. We tried to list them. They didn't sell. So
Yeah.
we turned them into rentals and we
Mhm.
became landlords and started building that way. And
Mhm.
thank goodness, looking back.
If I'd have had any brains, same thing. I'd have God, bought so many more. But who knew?
Yeah.
Back then we didn't know, but we know this time, and now you should be buying. I was just on a call earlier and I'm like, you guys in 18 months are going to wish you bought more properties right now.
Mhm.
You're gonna be sitting around waiting for the next downturn. Because I think we're going to get a new Fed chairman. 100% that Fed chairman is going to lower rates and it's going to kick the market back off again. And you've missed an opportunity.
Well, and that's the chance, right? Is we always get brought these opportunities, but it's having the idea to spot them and understand how to make it work for everybody involved. So if you're trying to buy and you're paying 7% and you're putting in tax and insurance and maintenance and repairs and
Yeah.
it's hard.
You're actually penciling it all out, because I think that's where some investors fail, is they don't
Mhm.
look at the whole cost of entry
Right.
and
Right.
all of that. And so it is really important to have that education and not just dive in and not have any clue what you're doing.
No, I 100% agree. And one of the things I love about you guys is the networking and how you bring in leads, because you do it a lot different than a lot of other people. So kind of what is, maybe without getting into nitty gritty, but overall, like what is your strategy for finding all of these deals? How do you do it? Because you're doing a lot of deals.
Mhm.
I mean, the best way to do deals is to have motivated sellers reaching out to
Sure.
you. Like Joe's not just like making it up. He's sincere. Like, yeah, people are reaching
Sure.
out to me. And how do they know about him? It's not because there's big billboards. He's not running ads anywhere.
I think you'd look good on a billboard personally.
You
but
would.
Mhm.
I'd
But
put you on there.
it's all over
I
Facebook.
put my wife on the billboards too.
I am not going on a billboard, for the record, but I will go all over Facebook. So a smiling photo of yourself, not just like a
Mhm.
Canva graphic, not behind
Yeah.
like some stock photo, but actual, just like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm a real person. So maybe even some videos, and
Yeah.
just let everyone know, like, you like to buy properties and you pay
Mhm.
referrals, and just send to anything your way. I'm here to help out. Like, let's connect, let's talk,
Mhm.
right? Remove this like hardcore negotiations and get all like investor talk. No, like, talk to a normal person that owns a house, because those are the people looking to sell.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's so important. Yeah, way back in the day, I had a friend of mine. He was the first social media professor at the University of Tennessee, and he's like, "You got to do videos." And I'm like, "I have a face for radio. I should not be doing any videos at all." But he's like, "Listen, you got to let people know what you're doing, like,
Mhm.
and especially now, people will pull you up on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or Snapadoodle, whatever it is, right? Like people will research you and just to see, are you a real person? So are you out there showing that I really do this business, right? So whatever part of the business you're in, like if you're rehabbing houses or being a landlord or whatever it is, right? Yeah, it's so important to not hide behind like some website, because that's one thing that drives me crazy. People will send me a deal and I'm like, I don't know this person. I
Mhm.
clicked it, couldn't find a picture of them to save my life.
I
I
know.
can't even find a name sometimes,
Well, and that's the whole point of it. It's organic social media marketing. And
Yeah.
so to be organic, you have to be real. So like you said, if I can't see your picture and it's a picture of your dog, and I love dogs, but like if
Me too.
that's all I can see, your dog's not going to buy my house,
Right.
right? Or I'm not going to buy a house from a dog. So I have to see who we're dealing with. So it's
Mhm.
no different when you're talking to a seller. So
Yeah.
we've done cold calling, we've done direct mail. I've done door knocking and driving for dollars. Every way works.
Yeah.
But the one thing that we've dialed into right now, especially, is we do run some sponsored meta ads, and we do get
Mm.
leads that way. But
Yeah.
we've been doing that for a very long time. But the other way too that works really, really well is just posting in local Facebook groups.
Yeah.
Which is super easy. So a big share to your audience today is, if you're going to be buying real estate and your area is Charlotte, North Carolina, go on your regular Facebook page, yours, type in the search bar on Facebook, Charlotte, North Carolina, click on groups. You're going to be shocked how many groups
many.
are yard sale groups, garage sale groups, buy and sell, like all of these different Facebook groups. Join them all. It doesn't matter. I'm even in the Tampa moms group. Okay. Because I'm in there. There's going to be a Tampa mom that meets a Tampa dad and they got an extra house. They need to sell it. So I join all of the groups. I don't pick and choose, as long as it's got a good size audience, which is usually 5,000 people or more. And then 3 or 4 or 5 times a day, I'll just post in these groups a simple message. And if you use this simple message, you will have more incoming leads than you can handle. I just did a shout out to somebody in our community today, this morning. She's got over 70 messages on one post, Barb, and she just made the simple post. I'm going to share it with you guys.
Okay.
Do this. Don't mess it up.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to want to, and you're going to change it, and it's not going to work as good. And then it's going to stink, and you're going to be unhappy. If you really want it to work, just do something simple. I make a post, and it says, does anyone have a house for sale that's not market ready? I'm looking to buy one in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And then before I submit it into that group, I'm going to change the background. You can actually make the background like pink or blue, whatever one. I use pink. It pops. It really stands out. I like blue.
I feel like that's Jen's color, not yours, though.
Yeah, I know. It works, though. I use it, and these people are like, I have a house I want to sell. You look in your DMs, and they're just messaging you. And these are people who have a house for sale. And a lot of these people haven't listed yet. They're not on any list yet. And so now when we have incoming leads with our system that we've created, we just ask a few questions to figure out, are they even motivated? Right. Should I get on a call with them? And the strategy that I love was when I was wholesaling, David, or just fix and flipping, if it wasn't a junker that I could get half off, I would just kick it away.
Right.
Now, the way I buy, I can make an offer on every one of these. The beautiful houses, all seller financing. So you want top dollar, I could pay that if you're open to me doing terms. On the junkers, you can make cash offers on every one and wholesale them and flip them. And so this is what's going to create a pipeline of these opportunities, because the reason why every investor fails is you don't get enough leads.
Sure. That's the death of every business.
That eliminates it. I know I talked to our mutual friend, Brent Daniels, and they do PPC, and I love it and it works, but your average cost per lead is close to $500.
Yeah.
And you're going to spend your average cost per deal is close to 7,000. And if you're a new investor, that's a big commitment.
Sure is.
So if you could get generating leads for free, do that. Start your system that way. Start it organically, get yourself some action, and then you start adding in other sources like PPC or other things that are paid. Now that you're doing organic and this is what really takes your business.
The secret sauce.
Bam, we're sharing it.
Bam, as Tom would say. So I love that. And those are posts that you should be making yourself. You don't outsource that to a virtual assistant or anything.
We do both.
I mean, you can. We're firm believers, like you should do it yourself a few times, so you at least know how it should go, so that you can properly monitor and train. But yes, you can definitely get some help with that.
Nice. Yeah, no, I agree. I think you doing it yourself they're going to click on it. Who is this Jen girl? Who is this Joe guy? Then they're going to go to your profile and be like, oh, like they're in real estate. This is what they do. They're doing it all the time. They're showing houses that they bought, the very first house they bought that you posted this week. See, you didn't think I followed your stuff, but I do.
The thing is, you literally have these phones with you 24/7. So are you using it the correct way, right? So if you're at Starbucks waiting for your drink, like go post that ad. If you're in the car line, dropping your kid off, waiting for them at the soccer game, like literally just, it's a small cracks of time throughout the day that you are just scrolling. Let's be honest. Like, what are we watching on TikTok, Instagram, all the things, Facebook? If you just spend a little bit of time wisely investing in yourself and in your real estate investing business, it's going to set you up for major success. Yeah,
I love that. And are the Facebook groups the primary thing? Are you doing Instagram, TikTok, Snapadoodle, all the things, or just?
We're not on Snapadoodle. Definitely don't.
Not yet.
Don't have that. But I've never found a seller off of Instagram. All of our sellers have come from Facebook or referrals.
I think Facebook's where business is done.
Well, Facebook has groups. Instagram doesn't, right? So I could join the Moving to Charlotte Facebook group, and then the Charlotte garage sale group that's got 30,000 people in it. And I've got 30,000 people that could see my post. Now, not everybody does, but if you post it into 5 of those groups a day, you're getting your message potentially in front of close to 6 figures of people, 100,000 plus. Now, Facebook, though, it's not like that. I wish it was better, but Facebook might only show that to 5 to 10% of the people in that group. So, but that's still 5 to 10,000 people a day for free that are localized that can see my post. Because if I'm going to do any type of like PPC or direct mail, and I'm using targets like Miami, that's expensive. New York City, like, it's expensive. Miami's got so many Facebook groups. It's the easiest places are these bigger cities where the other strategies are so expensive. So it's not the end all be all, but I mean, some of these checks that we've got, some of the deals that we've done are just ginormous from a free post.
Yeah. People are like, it's just too simple. It just can't work.
Yeah, I know. We got to try something harder. But you know, I
recreate the wheel.
I used to drive for dollars all hours going up and down neighborhoods, and then cold calling. Like, I've done it. If you do it, you're going to stop doing it and you're going to hire that out. Right. Because it does work, but it's
We built a cold calling center because we were TTP from
Yeah.
the start, and it was absolute brain damage. It was the worst.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people do it and they like it and they get a lot of results that way. But for me, nothing is easier than just getting an incoming lead. They're not on the market yet. They're not on any list typically, and they're reaching out to me. So that conversation is better. And then I just message a couple questions because I could do that in a few seconds. And so if I get 10, 15, 20 leads in a day, I might weed out, 8, 9, 10 of them and only have 2 or 3 real good ones. So if I'm going to call anybody on the phone, it's only the good ones who've got a real estate problem, right? They're a motivated seller, and those are you can talk to. How many people they just kick tires and they want to waste your time? I don't even talk to them on the phone.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested, or some weird comment like that. Do you get pushback from the group owners about making these posts, or not very often?
Once in a while. If they do, I just don't do it in that group anymore. Good news, there's like 12 million Facebook groups, maybe even more than that now. So there's so many. If one person doesn't want me to, that's fine, and I just keep doing it. In other groups in the area, there's a lot. Like Tampa, where we live, there's thousands of groups. It's hard to run out because not even just the city, but all the little suburban towns, they all have their own groups too. So it's crazy.
And you can do this in any market, whether you live there or not, because you guys said Charlotte. That's incredible. So I think the key thing is they're easy to do, low cost, takes a little bit of work, but far less work than going and making $20,000 to spend on PPC. Again, if you're just starting, what do you have more of, time or money? Most of us, when I started, I was half a broke, so I definitely had more time than I had money. So, and then the key, I think you said, is jumping them to a phone call once you realize they're serious as quick as possible. You're not going to buy the house through Facebook Messenger.
But we have, believe it or not.
But it's rare, right?
Really motivated sellers, it's like almost too easy. But obviously you should probably hop on it.
Definitely hop on the call. But there's been some that are like, hey, I'm at work right now, I can't talk. I'm like, okay, then we just keep messaging. And the first time that we've already did the deal, or doing like a virtual walkthrough. But these are on these creative deals, which I love. These are turnkey houses. These aren't the ones where I need to get the bulldozer in and tear off the roof.
The foundation.
These are really, really new houses. Some of we bought with just a few years old, new builds almost. So those are my favorite, but learn how to make an offer on every property you get, whether
everybody gets an offer
or a nice house, because now increase your lead flow, but become more efficient with the leads you're already getting by making more offers, because the KPI you need to track, the biggest KPI you need to track is not how many leads you get, because I don't care. It's how many offers are you getting or making a week.
Right.
That's your big KPI. And if you want to forecast how many deals you're going to do in a month or in a year, your KPI of how many offers you're doing a week is the biggest one of all.
Right. I just told some people in our community the other day, everybody gets an offer. If it's a 1,000 person town in the middle of nowhere, make it 10% of the land assessed value. Make the offer. Like, everybody gets an offer. Get used to working that muscle, and don't try to prejudge. Oh, these people won't accept that. It's everybody gets an offer.
Yep. And you guys just get good at it, right? You will. It's like anything else. You'll build the muscles for it, and you'll get used to making these offers. And then once you get good at explaining why my offer is at that price, that's a fair price. And then if they don't want it, what's the solution? Is like, maybe they do all of the work and sell it. They just don't want to a lot of times. So just getting great offers, like you said, is the key.
Yeah. I think it's like a muscle. And the way I always treated it was, I don't want this deal anyway, so I'm going to just work the process, and it's a little bit of practice. It's some free practice. So you're grabbing these deals, Facebook messaging, maybe a little bit of meta ads, but Facebook brings you a lot of stuff. And what is your primary kind of strategy for once you close on a house?
Well, it certainly depends on the deal, right? Like, it depends on what direction you're taking it. Our absolute favorite is a beautiful turnkey house in a nice area that we can place a lease option tenant buyer. So we're going to hold that property. It is ours. We're either doing seller financing, making payments directly to that seller, or payments on their behalf to the bank. And then we now own that property, and we get to do a lease with the option to buy.
Nice. So people are giving you a bunch of money down and a monthly payment. Do you ever get these houses in other areas and you're like, that's a pretty nice house, we could just move there?
Yeah, it actually did happen. Before we moved to Florida, he went down to Rochester. It was in the city, but the nicer part, gorgeous, like kind of close to all the nicer little restaurants and stuff. And he's like, hey, it's a pretty nice house. And I'm like, nope, too cold.
I was gonna say, but I'm from Boston, but there's snow. Like,
Well,
Yeah.
that's
did
the
you
point.
forget there's snow?
We bought it with $100 down, turnkey house, like gorgeous high-end
Mhm.
neighborhood, and the rate was 2.7. Our payment was so low. I was like, this, and the house was absolutely stunning. With all the floors, it was almost 5,000 square feet.
And there was another one in Florida I thought about, the Winter Haven house. That
Yeah.
was like really beautiful turnkey. They
Far
just
from the
purchased
beach, though. Yeah.
so far from the beach. Yeah.
Mhm.
And they ended up having to move to Texas, I think it was kind of like impromptu, kind of happened
Mhm.
really unexpectedly. But again, the seller's in a situation, they're highly motivated and they just needed to be out of the house ASAP.
Yeah. I love it. So once you've got these properties, the lease option people, like, where are you finding buyers for that?
So our renters come from the same place, Facebook. They do. I mean, Zillow is great. Zillow gets them posted, but we just had a property in Niagara Falls, New York. Give you just example happened last week. We just received a check for $25,800 for our renter to move in. Single family home in Niagara Falls, New York. And if you know Niagara Falls, New York, it's not the glamorous side of Niagara Falls. That's Canada. New York, New York is not as glamorous.
I made the mistake of going there for New Year's one time, and it was horrendous. And I went to a Patriots game like 2 days after Christmas, and I'm like, why are these tickets on the 40-yard line like $50? Like, this is, what a great deal. 9 rows off the field.
Yeah.
Well, I figured it out really fast.
Yeah, that'll happen to you when they get you in upstate New York. But the property, we bought it with seller financing, $2,000 down. The renter moved in, gave us a $23,000 non-refundable option deposit. But here's where it gets good. His rent is $2,200, and he's paying an extra $600 over rent every month because the additional will get added to that non-refundable deposit. So we're collecting $2,800. Our cash flow is enormous in the house.
Yeah.
And this is a turnkey house, really nice neighborhood. The nice part of Niagara Falls, New York.
It's a nice house. Got a big heated garage, I think.
Yeah, it's huge yard, huge garage. So this guy actually moved from California. He's a doctor. I got his pay stub. He makes 100 and something bucks an hour, depending on what shift he works. It just, his credit's a little banged up. So he needs some years, like multiple years. So he loves the house, loves it's close to the hospitals, and wrote a check for $25,800. And now we got a new renter, which I absolutely love that because those renters are the best quality. They're going to stay a lot longer. And they've got skin in the game. Even our one who's behind, she's getting her $10,000 in tax return and getting caught back up, which never happens in New York. If they get that far behind, they just leave. But they gave us a $18,000 deposit. So they don't want to lose that if they have to go through eviction. So if they get behind, we'll work with them, but they get caught up and they want to.
I love that. Absolutely great.
Okay.
So, this is how I learned sub two, right? People that are kind of in a jam, they need somebody to come help them out, take over this mortgage so that they can go do their life. But, somewhere along the line, like without calling anybody out, like people started being like, I need to put $50,000 down. And I thank you. Right. Like, I don't understand that.
Give enough time, David. Like, I think
okay. We're just going to say, don't do that. Don't do that.
Opening the Pandora's box here. Yeah, absolutely.
I know. I'm sorry. I teed that up to probably go in a different direction, but you're right. I mean, yes.
So here's the simple math. I look at every deal. Okay. My cost of entry, like you said, somebody wants 50 grand down. I've got closing costs. I have an insurance policy. I've got turn utilities on. I'll probably stack a couple months worth of payments. 50 grand down. I might need $65,000 to do the deal, which is way, way, way too high if you're only cash flowing $400 a month, guys.
How long does it take you to get your money back? Forever.
Forever.
How's that a good use of your 50 grand? It's not.
So this is why a key when we buy these properties, and this is exactly what I tell every seller. So David, I typically buy with no money down. Okay. And you'd be shocked how many times people are saying, okay. I mean, I did a live Instagram where we were holding a Tampa event and the camera guy kind of stuck in my face. I was talking just to the seller. He's got a $900,000 house, not far from you, beautiful house. And he's like, I want 900 grand. I said, I typically buy for no money down. He's like, yeah, that's okay. He's already moved. He's gone.
Yeah.
He just needs somebody to take that $5,400 payment off his back every month. Yeah, buddy. So like those people are out there and that works in the high end stuff. It works in the low end stuff, but your cost of entry, all the things added up, how much cash do I need to buy the deal? Right. And then what's my rate of return? And for me, even if I buy a property with $100 down, I still might need 10 grand.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Everything needs 10 grand. I
Right.
bought a property that I
Yeah.
sold maybe a year or two ago and I had it for 10 years. I didn't even realize it was at like a 9% interest rate. It was
Mhm.
cash flowing so good. Like I never even dawned on me till I was getting ready to sell it. I'm like, holy smokes, this is
Yeah.
9%. But I was cash flowing like $600 on this $125,000 house.
Yeah.
You know?
So that's the point.
Well,
You
I
got to do
think
good
too,
deals.
going back to what you said, David, like like borrowing this money? I think that's the part that really got me too. Is like if you have to borrow that get into the deal, because I
Crazy.
can not over here and say that that's just nothing we've ever done. Like we did do Burr back in the day, going through that whole process through the bank.
Yeah.
We've never borrowed private money to then like I don't even understand this, the positions and the liens and the this and the
Dude,
that. It sounds like
it's
a stack of dominoes that crumbled.
well, it is. It's a house of cards, is what it is, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be the death of all of us. But
So if you don't
no,
have
it makes no sense.
business, you shouldn't be investing in that way. So with
Yeah.
our strategy of the lease the option to buy, we know once we get our lease option tenant buyer in
Mhm.
there, it's game on, right? Like
Yeah.
we've had deals literally pay us the day before we close. So we had
Mhm.
one literally it was like magic where we found the lease option buyer. We get everything squared away with them and we close on the property and it was just like a complete
Mhm.
I don't remember the
Yeah.
exact numbers, but
Yeah. I've done where I've actually signed the lease option, gotten the money up, and then closed that afternoon or the next day because I had the keys because it was empty.
yeah.
But that girl, this was years ago, put 5 grand down and like just disappeared after like 3 months, just literally midnight move and out she went.
Midnight.
Wow.
I haven't heard that midnight move.
Yeah, in many of these situations, we get paid to
Mhm.
buy the house.
Yeah.
And here's the flip side of when we do a lease option. Yeah,
Yeah.
down the road, some of these people qualify for a mortgage and buy it. We just had one. We have got a big old check where after this today, I have to get on the call with our 1031 exchange guy.
Mm.
We're putting all the proceeds of that sale into a 1031 exchange. And then when I'm buying that house in Sarasota where the seller wants 5 grand down and closing costs and I need 10, 12 grand, I'm going to turn that one sale probably in a handful more deals.
Yeah.
So our renters are helping fund our growth
Love
even
it.
when they execute it. And then you do get the once in a while they don't buy it, but that's
Mhm.
their choice, not on our side. And if they don't, we just put in another person with a lease option
Mhm.
and get another big old check and then just
Collect
keep
it
the
again.
process moving.
Mhm.
I love it. I love it. Guys, thank you so much. I know I kept you longer than the 20 minutes I promised, and I know you have some other calls, but we're going to have you in our community very soon. I'm certainly looking forward to that. But thank you so much. I love you guys. It was great to see you. I'll see you again in about a month, right? A
Next
month.
month.
Oh,
And you're the
I'm
best.
coming.
So
you rock.
Well, thank you. I'm coming down for that warm weather, so I'll probably be down on Saturday if you guys are there. So definitely looking forward to it.
awesome. Well, thanks for having us on.
All right, I'll talk to you guys soon.